The big day is coming. This time around, we are starting off in my garage. I have a couple of boxes. My sister, this guy here, we're taking her car, not Bevo's. Shout out to all the car people who love their cars. I had to give up my old Audi and I converted it to M2. Alright, so we're done packing. I'm leaving. So here we are going to the kiosk. To the kiosk we go. So to get Artist Alley badges, we literally came from down there. I think that's parking lot A. Walk your way towards the coffee center. And right down the hall, right behind this big old billboard, you'll have the check-in area. That is where you check in for next time. You guys, you know what's so lucky about Artist Alley Hall? I mean, we are literally located down here, but besides that, for your very thirsty gal, I have a water right here. Alright, so we're here behind the scenes at Artist Alley. Everybody's rushing to get things opened up because, as you saw, there was a ton of people at the front doors. There's also still a lot of people lining up for Artist Alley as well. I don't know what to expect. It's our first time here as well. We'll see how it goes. I'll probably update you guys either midday, end of day, whenever I can, because I really don't know what to expect on this con. So once again, we'll keep you guys posted. As you could tell, I didn't get to record for Anime Expo. Here we are! So right when I got accepted, I decided to look for hotels because I know Anime Expo is notorious for parking. So the first thing I did was try to look for a place somewhere local. I did used to live in LA for about 5 to 6 years, and I know for sure downtown will rack up its prices, especially them knowing that Anime Expo is around the corner. So for those dates, you are definitely looking around $400 a night, and I strongly suggest researching surrounding cities. So definitely look into Studio City, Culver City, Wilshire, somewhere on the west side, somewhere on the north side. Usually you would find a lot better rates. So where we found was a hotel in Culver City, and it was literally like a 10 to 15 minute drive. The 10 freeway was like literally there, so it was no issue getting to the convention and getting back to the hotel. Another key pointer I would like to suggest is look for a gated hotel or maybe even valet. It is so much more worth it because you are going to be having a lot of precious and a lot of expensive items, and you don't want nobody to break into your vehicle. So definitely look into gated or valet parking. That way you are more secure and there is less chances of a break-in. LA is very notorious for break-ins, so the safer you are, the better you are off. And if it means spending a little extra, I would say it's better than losing your thousands out of your merchandise. So after the hotel, after that, day 0 came along. The ACs aren't turned on during that time because they are conserving energy. So setup days are definitely gonna be hot. There's Artist Alley volunteers walking around with a 7-foot pole. So they strongly enforce to stay within the 7-foot range. If you have the little cubes, that would add up to 5 12-foot grids, or if you have it slightly on the bigger side, it would be more like 4. We had to keep adjusting ours just slightly a little bit just because our fans were slightly over the pole height, so we just always had to just adjust it just a little bit. They were very strict about it, so definitely take that into consideration. Don't argue with them. If you want to come back, definitely just follow their rules. So besides that, it was pretty easy. Our setup, we had a lot of stuff. There was no room under the table. I was lucky enough to have a corner spot, so whenever we did do our convention days, I would move our boxes to the corner because we were a corner spot and we were lucky enough to have just a little wiggle room. So for the first initial day, I would say it was one of our best days. It was the opening day. People were coming in. People were excited. They also did enforce only 2 people behind Artist Alley booths. I did have a 3-man group, 3-girl group, and how we rotated was the main spokesperson and then there'll be the helper. So the person that keeps eye contact or keeps pretty much the face, while the helper is behind the scenes and gathering the orders. So main person keeping their eyes on deck, while there's a helper behind the scenes getting the orders put together. And then there's the runner who is just casually running around for boba, running around for food, or just embracing Anime Expo, because we do have 4 days. We did alternate every hour, and we also do want to take part of Anime Expo. We do want to check out all these events. So yes, the runners are actually also running around and just experiencing the event. I typically don't put items out on my table because I'm more on the anxious side, and I do get anxious for theft. So, and especially since this convention is so big, I decided not to do that, and rather than having it out in display, I would have a person helping out behind me, and all in all, it worked out. Day 1, we were able to get into the parking structure at around 6:30. I forgot to mention that. Getting in was no problem, but for day 2, once we got into the parking structure at 6, they didn't let Artist Alley nor exhibitors get into the convention till 7 a.m. So every day when we would park at 6, we would have to wait about an hour just to get into the convention. I know, Kirby. So that was the only downside. I probably could have done my makeup during that time, but I decided to take a little bit of content.
Hello. Alright, so it is day 3. I thought I would have time to recap all the days, but I guess not. The crowd was extra busy. For each of our days, we try to get here around 6 or 6:30, but the penalty of getting here that early is you would have to wait in line, because doors also don't open for Artist Alley and exhibitors till 7. So we're out here just waiting. I think we still have like 10 minutes to go. We got here like at 6:20-ish. I did my stretchies, took a mini nap. For the last 3 days, we've been here since 6, I want to say, around, well, let's be generous and say 6:30, from 6:30 to 6. Convention hall opens at 9 and it closes right at 6. The benefits of our booth being all the way at the end is we get to leave pretty early. The staff starts at the end of the table, so once they come around, we can start packing up. We don't have to wait on anybody to come back and say they are buying something because they are being kicked out. So it's a great experience. It's a whole different ball game. If you're rating it by levels, let's say easy, medium, hard, this is definitely on the extremely hard end. This is for sure a no-go, no solo event. Don't do it solo. I really recommend it. You would need your bathroom breaks, and you would need your breaks. It is really non-stop.
I decided to do cosplay for 3 days. It was so much fun. It was so much work. I would just do my makeup at the convention so I could just get some beauty sleep. Also, don't forget to stay hydrated. You definitely want to be hydrated for this con. If you go outside the hall, there's so many bathrooms. So usually, most of the time, I found myself not waiting in line. It was just a quick go. So if you are worried about that, because I was worried about that, there is no lines for bathrooms. There's so many out there, so you shouldn't have an issue. So yeah, Thursday was my best performing. Friday and Sunday weren't as best, but I mean, they went really well compared to any convention I've ever done. All right, you guys, so by Saturday, of course, there was only exhibitors got hit with it. I didn't hear if Artist Alley got hit with it, but definitely keep that in mind. If you're gonna be applying for Anime Expo as an exhibitor, there will be some repercussions with fan art. So overall, my feels is this is the con to go to. This is the dream con.
You make your money, you make it rain.
But yeah, definitely it is a lottery just to get in. Take your application serious, take all those questions serious. Another thing that helps out if you apply for Anime Expo Chibi, I feel like that also kind of helped out a little bit on the process because they somewhat have you on their roster. So yes, this is definitely not a beginner friendly convention. You would definitely have to have at least a year under your belt. So definitely this is not beginner friendly. This is something you definitely cannot do by yourself. You need at least one other person helping you behind the scenes. Alrighty you guys, so what I said was said and done. That was probably recorded after the show. Right now it is Sunday, I would say around 4. I just got back from the event. Anime Expo was very brutal. I could see Jordan's coming in. Anyways, this is the end of the recap. Like and subscribe. What I said was said and done, and I'll catch you on the next one. There he is. See you guys.